Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Hey friends, welcome back to Daily Dose Radio. This is MSG-free Bible study. That's right, there's no MSG at all involved in this Bible study. It's made of 100% Bible, which is organic and fresh, responsibly handled. It's wonderful. If you hear a little noise in the background today, that's because I've turned the fan on in the Bible Bistro. We have a little fan running in the background because Pastor Dave's kind of warm in his office and wanted to keep things cool in here. Because you know, when you're handling fresh Bible study, it needs to be kept at a certain temperature. So that's what we're doing here. This is Daily Dose Radio, 5 minutes a day, 5 days a week, studying the Psalms verse by verse. And today we're looking at Psalm 61. All this week we'll be in Psalm 61. It's 8 verses long, has a little introduction, and today we're going to read verse 1. But let's treat the introduction first. This is to the chief musician upon Niganoth, a psalm of David. Now the Niganoth shows up in Psalm 4, in Psalm 6, in Psalm 54, in Psalm 55, so we've had it just recently, and in Psalm 61. Here it is. We're going to see it also, I think it's in 77 and 78. A couple of other psalms you'll find the Niganoth mentioned. So you wonder, what in the world's a Niganoth? Well, the chief musician is, of course, doing his job again. These are of the chief musician for Niganoth, or on Niganoth. So this is an instrument of so many strings. We're not sure how many strings, but let's just say it's like a guitar. So this is to the chief musician, or of the chief musician upon Niganoth, which is a guitar-like instrument, several strings. Then this was to be accompanied by that particular instrument, a Psalm of David. So you see how they've put instruments with a lot of these songs, and song tunes have been mentioned for a lot of these songs. So when it says of the choir master or of the chief musician, that's King James translation of the chief musician. I like to say that he's the choir master. He's arranging all the music. Let's put it like that. Well, this music is going to be arranged so that the stringed instrument Niganoth can be the one to play it. Let me read for you verse 1. Hear my cry, O God. Attend unto my prayer. All right, so that's verse 1. And you'll notice that we have another request. We're starting right off the block with a request here. So David goes to the Lord and he says, hear my cry, O God. Now, cry is repeated in verse 2. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But David's cry is a cry for, we're going to find out about this, for shelter. That's basically the theme here. David needs shelter. And so he cries out to God for that. And he says in the second part of the prayer, and remember these the Hebrew verse structure is parallelism. That's its rhyme method. The words don't rhyme, not like an English poem. You know, an English poem will have rhyme, or perhaps will have a certain amount of syllables or something like that with a rhyme at the end. Or, and there's so many different cadences and ways that verse can be put together. Here in Hebrew, one of the main treatments in poetry is this parallelism. And here we have it. Hear my cry, O God, attend unto my prayer. So hear and attend are parallel. My cry is my prayer, and the subject of all that is, O God. O God, hear my prayer, attend to my cry. We could switch it up even like that. So David's intention here is to make his request, and he's asking God to hear. So many of us have that same request, don't we? If he could just hear me pray. Well, join me again tomorrow. We'll find out what happens in verses 2 and 3 on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.